Number 2, we have x minus 7, x plus 2. So here, first we have, now the way I usually, the way I usually do this, my own method, I don't call it FOL, but if you look at it, it's actually FOL method. It's just multiplying it by this. X times x, x times 2, negative 7 times x, negative 7 times 2. That's the method I usually use. And with this method, you can multiply even question 6 with this method. What do I call this method? I don't have a particular name for it. I don't want to get in trouble, but I can call it my method now, Sam Dom's method, right? You will use one element, you use the first element and multiply every element of the second binomial. You have 2 binomials. It could be binomials, it could be binomial and trinomial, it doesn't matter. You use the first element and multiply the first element, of this binomial. Use the first element, multiply the second element, and if it has 3 elements, you still have to use the first element to multiply the third element and the rest of them. Then when you're finished with that, you use this second element and keep on the same thing. So if you see x times x, x times 2, we are done with the first element here. Then we now use second element, negative 7. Do not use 7, please. It is negative 7, not 7. Okay? So negative 7 times this first element, x, then negative 7 times this second element. And in reality, it is still 4. But the only thing is that you can extend it to something like question 6. In reality, this is first, outer, inner, last. That's the same thing, in reality. Okay, this will give you x squared, 2x, negative 7x, negative 14. And then you write as is. Write as is, it gives you x squared plus 2x minus 7x minus 14. And that gives you x squared minus 5x plus minus 14. Right? That gives you that. Now, what if I want to use vertical method to do this? Right? This will be x minus 7 times x plus 2. Plus 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Plus 2 times x is 2x. Do you see how I did it now? Plus 2 times negative 7, negative 14. Plus 2 times negative 7, negative 14. Write it then. Plus 2 times x is 2x. Right? Then x times negative 7 is negative 7x, which I'll write under here, negative 7x. Then x times x is x squared plus x squared. And then what do? You write x squared minus 5x minus 14. Yay! It's the same thing. Yay! So, but from now on, I will just be using this method to solve other ones. Please, I will now be using this method to solve other ones. Okay, number 3. We have a 4x plus 4, then 2x minus 3. You can pause the video. You can kind of pause the video now so that you can do this on your own and check your answer. So this will be 4x times 2x, 4x times negative 3. I use it to multiply that. Then 4 times 2x, and then 4 times negative 3. So this is what? 8x squared. This is negative 12x. This is 8x. This is negative 12. Right? I double check to make sure I'm correct. And this is now 8x squared minus 12x plus 8x minus 12. And that is 8x squared minus 4x minus 12. You can also use vertical method for this. Okay, but because of time, I think I will just let me finish this. Number 4, we have a 3x minus 6 and 2x plus 7. So use this method: 3x times 2x, 3x times 7, negative 6 times 2x, negative 6 times 7. See how, how it flows. So this is what? 6x squared. This is 21x. This is negative 12x. And this is negative 42. So this will give you 6x squared plus 21x. Right as, please don't put your sign. Right as is. Minus 12x minus 42. So this gives 6x squared. You have 21, you owe 12. Plus 9x minus 42. That becomes your answer. Right? Okay, let's do 5. Let me use this space and do 5 and 5. 5, we have a 4x minus 1 times 7x minus 4. So we do the same thing here: 4x times 7x, 4x times negative 4, negative 1 times 7x, negative 1 times negative 4. So this gives you what? 28x squared, negative 16x, negative 7x, and 4. Right? So this will be what? 28x squared minus 16x minus 7x plus 4, which is 28x squared. You owe 16, you owe 7, you owe 23. X plus 4. Okay? Now number 6, I will need space. I'll need some space, so I have to erase this. Okay, number 6, we have 3x plus 2. Now, number 6 is not just binomial times binomial. So let me now erase this, multiply binomials, because number 6 is not binomials times binomial. Times 2x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, the same method I use, you see, you can't use FOIL here. You can't, because there's a middle term here. These are not binomials. So I'll still use the same method I've been using: 3x times 2x squared to multiply everything, 3x times negative 5x, 3x times 4. Then I'll finish with the 3x to multiply every single term of the second binomial. I'm sorry, of the second polynomial, which is a trinomial. This is a trinomial. Then 2 times 2x squared. Then 2 times negative 5x, then 2 times 4. So this will give you 6x cubed. Then this will give you negative 15x squared. This will give you 12x. This will give you 4x squared. This will give you negative 10x. And this will give you 8. You write as this and then join. Now, let's get this straight. This is 6x cubed minus 15x squared plus 12x plus 4x squared minus 10x plus 8. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to make sure that I don't make mistakes. Now this is 6x cubed. Now we join identical variables. Minus 15x squared plus 4x squared plus 12x minus 10x plus 8. Okay? So this will now be 6x cubed. You owe 15, you have 4. That means you owe 11. 11x squared. You have 12, you owe 10 plus 2x plus 8. And that becomes it. Okay, what if we use vertical method to do this? That's interesting. We can use vertical method to do it. So let me erase this and let's use particle method for 6 before we call it a day. Okay. Now this is now with particle method you want to write the higher polynomial as the first. You want to write it that way to be easier, you know. So I would like to write my trinomial first in the particle method. This particle method, remember? So I would like to write my higher polynomial first, which is now 2x squared minus 5x plus 4 times 3x plus 2. You see how I wrote my 3x under the 5x and my 2 under the constant 4. You write it that way too. Okay, let's start. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times negative 5x. 2 times negative 5x is what? Negative 10x. Of course, 2 times 4 is positive 8, so put plus here, no problem. Then 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. You're done with 2, right? Then let's go to 3x. 3x times 4 is 12x. Should I write it under 8? No. I write it under 12x. 12x plus 12x, you know. Now, 3x times negative 5x is negative 15x squared. I write it under here. See that? 3x times 2x squared is positive 6x cubed. And you are done. So you bring it down. This is 6x cubed, 4x squared minus 15x squared. You have 4, you owe 15. Minus 11x squared. Negative 10x plus 12x. You owe 10, you have 12. Plus 2x. Plus 8. That is it, and you are done. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me. Thank you, students. I hope you do understand it. Thank you and have a nice day.